a movie called Bliss that they just dropped a trailer, and I think it's coming on Prime. I guess it's coming on Prime, and it looked kind of interesting for us what I saw. I only seen some of it, and what I was telling you, which I'm gonna let the trailer speak once I show it, but I was telling you it had some things. It make you kind of think. It made me think of the Matrix. Now I ain't gonna say why, but I'm gonna show this trailer, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. So without further ado, Bliss trailer, and then we're gonna have some discussion after this.
Let's see it.
I have a picture in my head of a place. I don't know if it's real, but it has a feeling, and the feeling's real. Hi, my love.
Hi, Dad. I wanted to talk to you about my graduation.
I'm gonna be there in the bleachers. I'm gonna see you in your... Let me, how about I call you back?
Okay.
Taking the day off in here? Your boss wants to see you.
I get a whiskey, double.
You're real.
Sorry?
I want to tell you something really cool. You see all these people outside? They're not real. This is a simulation. You ready? There's my guy. Welcome home.
This place is overwhelming.
Dr. Isabel Clemens pioneered brain box simulations, ugly, simulated worlds to generate appreciation for the real world.
Why am I not remembering any of this?
Don't worry about it.
Drago!
Most people say ignorance is bliss. But I say you have to experience the good to appreciate the bad.
No, the other way around.
Exactly.
I'm glad I caught you. Word on the street that there have been problems with Isabel's research.
I'm a little disoriented.
You're my guy.
Dad,
Graduation.
I did not forget. It's been a crazy few days.
I graduated 2 weeks ago.
Ignore her. She's not real.
She feels real. I'm scared.
Your head's not on straight.
It's almost like a trick being played.
Greg, this is really bad.
So how do we fix it?
One of these days, you're going to have to choose between these worlds.
It's amazing how easy humans can get used to even something spectacular.
Interesting.
So the first thing I thought of watching this was that one line from The Matrix.
What?
You know, we've tried this before, but our first simulation was just too good. You couldn't handle it. Like,
So you see the
Yeah.
parallels that
Yeah.
I was did when I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of like when they said they made the Matrix and people they rejected it and they kept so I was like, okay, this kind of like this could be like a prequel to the Matrix where they was trying to figure out how to make the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
like even if it doesn't tie in any way, it's
I'm
still
pretty sure it don't.
It don't, it's still a great premise because there was a show that was on quite some years ago. I can't remember what it was called at this point, but the premise was there was this guy, and when he was he would go through life, and then he would go to sleep, and he would wake up, and he would be having another life, like. So he couldn't figure out which one was real. Like he had a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
And after the accident, whenever he'd go to bed, he'd wake up and
remember that.
live another life.
I remember that. I just can't remember what it is, but I do remember
I can
that.
never remember what it's called, but it was a
Yeah.
wonderful show. I don't know why they canceled it.
Yeah, there
Hollywood.
was a show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I do remember
Yeah.
that.
But it had that same feel. It's like, no, all of this is real. None of it can possibly be fake, but something has to be fake.
Right. It's funny what she said. you gotta what do you say? Appreciate the bad.
You
No,
ha-
appreciate.
learn the good. You had to what is it?
She had it backward.
You have to experience the good to appreciate the bad.
right?
Yeah.
And he's like, that's backward. you gotta experience the bad, appreciate the good. But I mean, I'm pretty sure she said it back on purpose. But yeah, do you understand what she meant by that?
No. I'd love to BS you right now and say what she was trying to say was, but I got nothing. I don't know if that was like a glitch, if that was her losing her
Wait,
mind.
but she was real though, right? Or was that
Sure, why
she-
not?
Okay, okay, so that was a simulation of her, or was that her?
We have no
really?
clue.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to watch it.
Right, it seems interesting.
Because like that's the thing, right? Is like they're not going to give us too much evidence as to which of these worlds is real,
Right.
because
But he's real, and he's in the simulation.
yeah.
I mean, well, you could tell because
Yeah.
he kind of like wake up.
If nothing else, he's the subject of the simulation.
But I would like to watch it so we can get more context.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he is right. He could be. They just trying it out on him or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Like,
it
this
seems
could
that
be
he's
all-
getting attached to the virtual life they made up for him.
Yeah.
Because his daughter, she says, it feels so real, which is kind of messed up that
But
you
like,
can't.
we also see him like affect like. So like she lets him know in his simulation he can, since he's real, he can change the simulation. But we also see him in what she claimed was the real world doing the same kind of stuff. So like,
Oh, he did. I thought it was
Yeah.
always all in the
because when
simulation.
they're at the skate rink, that's him and her,
Yeah.
and he's like,
Also, somehow he can see stuff different, but it's actually in the real world. I think.
well, no, like so,
Because I'm so look the part when the dude
Like,
threw him
right.
something to eat and then he ate bit into the apple. I'm like, man, I hope that was an apple.
Right. exactly. But I'm thinking both of these are simulations. That's what I'm thinking, because this is what I got from that show I was talking about, was both the waking world and the dream world.
Oh boy.
Both of them were, his brain trying to ratify disparate streams of data, but not knowing how they fit together. So it would just run two separate simulations to try to get to one, solid point between them. I think that either they're running two simulations on him, or he's had some kind of, break in his psyche that's causing him to experience two simulations.
Okay, but so what I'm getting out of what I saw is she's making something that mess with your brain, that you see things a different way. You see
Yeah.
things so they can put good pictures in your head. And he was experiencing like he was in a simulation at first, and then she got a way that you can be out of the simulation, but you can basically bring the simulation out just by your own visuals. Like
Right.
that's what I mean. That's what I'm just my theory, or just what I'm guessing from what I saw, which is well,
Yeah, I can see that too.
which is interesting. But then it's like that's cool. But then who the hell want to live a lie like that?
Yeah.
It's like,
I think the important thing here is that Bill Nye's in the movie, and I can't wait to see him in something.
oh,
I haven't seen that
word
guy.
on the street.
Yeah, I can't
word
see,
on the street.
like I haven't seen that guy on screen outside of YouTube in how long? So that would be cool. But
Yeah.
like, it's one of those things, right? So how do you know this whole movie isn't just this guy getting gaslit? You don't. You
I
can't.
mean, right? We can speculate all day, but just the idea is it's kind of cool. And like I said, with the Matrix, it's kind of like, part of me is like you making up a simulated world, and you're gonna put a real person brain in the simulated world. Let's see how they take to it or
Right.
whatever. So that's interesting. What I think I seen, what was a movie where a dude had a family that he was attached to, and they was like, it's not real. You know what I'm talking about? I
Yeah.
do remember something like that, and I can't remember what it was. It'll come to me, but that's kind of a story I've seen before, where he's getting attached to, or just a person that they fall in love. You could actually they do that. They did that in Star Trek, where somebody fell in love with one of the
Oh yeah, I remember that episode. Yeah,
where it's like, and then he warned other people like, look, I fell in love with somebody in the hologram because they seem so real. You can't, you know.
it was Geordie, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. So anyway, seems interesting. Want to going to check it out. It's going on Amazon Prime, so thank God I ain't got to go to movies because I wouldn't be watching that at the movies. But yeah, we might get you probably get you a review up for
Definitely.
that whenever it come out. So that is our reaction for Bliss. Bliss is a movie, and that's our reaction.